Hello again. This is a second attempt to make just a small review of one of the SYNOLOGY products I've acquired and I would like to test. Practically, this is part of the one of my projects in which I will use this type of server, a storage server, and also with the proper RAM amount, it can be a hypervisor for different types of virtual machines, and can fulfill also a lot of functions. I will get right to the point. The model, this model in particular is made by SYNOLOGY, and I have choose this brand because they in the latest years they released a lot of good stuff. Yes, it is not the most cheap one, but it is good. And I've been testing and playing with other makers as well, like Thecus, like Netgear, and other QNAP and other exotic solutions for data storage. So from my opinion, so far it looks like the SYNOLOGY is is the top of the class. And this classification, this scoring is to be of probably another subject for another presentation that I will make quite soon. Going to what we have here, it's practically 3U rackable unit. It's the enterprise grade level. It's practically designed to run in a rackable enclosure, and it's so to say is not for home, because it's clearly its dimensions. We are talking about a 3U unit and at least 600 millimeters in length. So this can only be accommodated in a server rack. The model I'm talking about here, it's called SYNOLOGY RS2418 Plus. It's practically a 3U unit in which SYNOLOGY managed to accommodate practically 12 bays for 3.5-inch hard drives. Hard drives can be SATA or SAS, doesn't matter. This is the metallic tray, which also looks like good quality. We have also the optical guide for the lights, for the drive status and activity. Also, I would like to add a small advantage for the beginning. The SYNOLOGY, the guys, they made it to make all the buttons here practically in a flat rubber, in a ribbon practically, which practically saved the space and the commands for starting and for muting the alarms, and also the LEDs are in the air of the server. Here in the metallic L-shaped aluminum frame, and practically not occupying any of the space for the hard disks, which is a considerable thing. And upon other let's say advantages, I would like to point out the fact that they also think about the serviceability of the cooling system, which practically needs no tools. You can do it with your bare hands. You have normal 80 millimeters fan, and practically they are plug and play. They can be hot swapped anytime when the server is running, and practically you don't have to start dismounting and taking screws out for the maintenance of the fans. So going back here, I will put this back so this easily slides in, and this is it. On the back side we have, so I will turn it right like this. We have what looks like a normal ATX power supply. Yeah, it's the the standard shape, and also the screws that are fixing it are looking like a regular power supply for the ones that are used in the desktop. We will see about it, on the next minutes of the presentation. Followed by by the network ports. Yeah, they have inserted here on the motherboard practically 4 ports. They are all gigabit. Practically the number of these ports can be extended if we will consider adding a network card. This we'll talk about it a bit later. Then we have a serial port which can be used as a as a console port, or it can also be used to connect, for example, a UPS via a serial port, practically allowing the server to be shut down in safety in case the power goes off, and the UPS cannot hold the power from the battery too much time. Okay, then we go next. We have 2 USB ports in which we can practically insert, I think, all the devices that are on the USB. Practically we can insert the connector printer that we can share in the network, some extra storage via USB as well, hard drive. I even tried with a CD-ROM drive. It's working. You can insert a disk inside the CD drive and make a ISO image or whatever you want to save the data from. Then we go to the external SAS port. This is for expansion. As I mentioned, this is model RS2418 Plus, and the expansion in general on Synology, they are practically an almost identical unit, but with no motherboard, just some simpler daughter boards and a SAS controller, and practically we can double or triple the number of drives, adding extra capacity in the future for the extension of the capacity, and why not, and also the features, some of them. After the SAS port we have low profile add-on or extension card, which we can add here. That I will show you while I will open the hood. And this, yes, we can add 10 gigabit Ethernet, whatever other cards, and we can also add there an SSD drive, which can be used by Synology to cache in the files that we access faster and often. So yes, it can probably can be added also a video graphic card. Yes, and the last not but the least is the reset button, which practically brings can bring the Synology back to its default. And I mean the DSM, the firmware installed, we can bring it to the default in case we want to erase the data, or I don't know, just practically forget the passwords or whatever other reason that will ask for this. I'm gonna open now this the hood. Yes, this thumb screw is not original. I added as a, let's say, as to be something that yeah, makes practically good. It's matching the quality, because this is good quality brass. It's matching the quality of the hardware inside. So I'm gonna slide in. Everything goes easy, so you don't have to practically put too much effort into opening and raising the hood. Shows practically what is inside, and I will try to present it faster. So, as I mentioned, we have a normal ATX power supply. It's practically just a regular ATX power supply, nothing fancy about it, no proprietary or whatever weird other powering solutions might be used in other storage servers or the servers in general. So yes, here we have the RAM slots. The RAM is DDR4. It's yes, this comes out of the box with 4 GB of RAM, and then of course we can add. I think it's 32, so we can go out to 128 GB of RAM in case we want to use it for virtualization, and yeah, we need more RAM for the virtual machines. Processor, it's embedded. I think it's soldered on the motherboard, and it's Celeron, or I think yes, it's a quad-core processor, and yes, as here Synology is not let's say the top of the class, because they added the processor, but there is no possibility to change it, or yeah, and it's not a extra powerful, it's not a Xeon even, it's just a smaller yeah, a smaller edition of Celeron or Intel Atom could be also a quad-core processor. So in this aspect, yeah, it has some limits as being a hypervisor. I mean, you can add some VMs, but not so many like you would do in a dedicated yeah, dedicated hardware for a hypervisor. Going next, we have the power for the processor, the 12 volts. I will try to flip it a bit. I don't know, if the light will come right out of it. So then I will present it faster. The motherboard. Here we have the disk-on module. I will move a bit. Yes, we have the disk-on module SSD, where the DSM resides. It's practically the version that was sent out from yes, from from the factory. Some circuitry, USB controller, and then of course what is the most important thing, here we have the expansion slot, which is a PCI Express. It's yes, it's physical with 8 lanes, and probably logical as well, as here we can put a 10 gigabit Ethernet card and get more and more speed practically directly to these babies, which are the connectors, the high density connectors for the SAS drives. Apart from this, there is not so much to go on. Practically regular BIOS with a regular battery. It's practically just looks just a bit modified, but not so much like a normal power supply, where we can connect some fans and some other circuitry inside. What is the most important thing is the possibility to add more RAM and to add an add-on card. This is one of the most important things, because here we have, I mean, they showed us flexibility in this aspect. Apart from this, I will try to make a different material for some software presentation. This is just practically what we have in the box or out of the box. For example, here, yeah, we have some drives practically, which I have prepared, and yes, and these drives are already installed with the operating system and everything that it has to have to run practically the firmware and to fulfill its purpose. So as I mentioned, you see this is it's not so heavy compared to other servers I've encountered in my experience. You practically slide this in, you make a click, and then yeah, normal screw or thumb screw doesn't matter. This is as I said, this was just mine. Was just playing with yeah, me toying a bit with the concept of a thumb screw, which would be a good idea if yeah, someone takes into consideration, I mean, servicing this often, then it should be serviced. So thanks for watching, all the best to you.